Date: February 19th, 1941. Place: Hartlepool, Northeast England. One of the most dangerous and notorious killers in England's history was born. This guy broke into a house, killed an entire family, and escaped the police by jumping out of a bathroom window inside the courthouse. Even though he was jailed more than 4 times, he kept getting out and going back to his dirty deeds. He'd send taunting messages to the police, mocking them, playing with them like they were toys. He called himself the Fox and even told them there was some good in them, catch me if you can. And honestly, he had them totally fooled. But what happened in the end will shock you like it shocked me. So get yourself a drink and enjoy the story. Peace and you welcome to your homeland. Hutchinson was born from an illegitimate relationship. Later, his mom got married and had other kids, but his siblings always teased him about it. One time, he even tried to stab one of them with scissors, but luckily nothing serious happened. When he was 7, he was riding his bike and crashed into a streetlight, which put him in a coma for 3 days. The psychiatrist who reviewed his case said these events might have contributed to him becoming a violent killer, especially since he started resenting women because of how his siblings treated him. Sure enough, when he was 11, he went to juvenile detention for assaulting a girl in the neighborhood. He settled in for a while there, and people noticed his behavior was improving. They decided to release him, but from then until he turned 18, he was called to court more than 19 times because of the trouble he caused. After several attempts to find a legit job, no one would hire him because wherever he worked, he caused problems and stole whatever he could. Despite the beatings he got from people, he never stopped doing those dirty things. When he turned 18, he started working with gangs, stealing cars, changing their plates, pulling off robberies, and getting away before the police could catch him. At 19, he married an underage girl. He had a child with her, but because of his violent nature and ongoing thefts, his wife left him and ran away. Arthur, at 22, was jailed a second time for assaulting an underage girl. After serving his sentence, he showed clear signs of regret and was eager to get back to a normal life. Once released, he got a job at a food factory. While working there, he met a 16-year-old girl and convinced her to marry him. They got married and moved into his mother's house. 3 months later, his wife was pregnant, but despite all this, he abused her and treated her harshly. This went on for 3 years of their marriage. She decided to leave him, and she actually did. She ran away from the place. Then, in 1972, he was also convicted of assaulting an underage girl and sentenced to 3.5 years in prison. After serving his sentence, he was free again, but this time he was visiting Social Security. When the authorities uncovered what he was up to, he was summoned to court. Later, he found out that his maternal uncle's son had reported him. So, he grabbed a weapon and tried to kill him, but his uncle managed to escape. Because of the attempted murder, he was sentenced to 4 years in prison. While serving his time, he read in the newspapers about a woman in the city of Silby. He got a big sum of money after the divorce and started thinking hard, feeling like she was the perfect victim. He planned out what he was going to do after getting out of prison. Sure enough, a month after his release, he went to her house and stole her checkbook. Then he tried to cash a check at the bank, but it got rejected. Right away, the girl managed to call the police, who showed up quickly and arrested him. On the way to court, he convinced the officers escorting him to remove his handcuffs so he could use the bathroom. But then he jumped out the window and climbed over the fence. He badly injured his foot during the escape, but he still managed to get away. After that, he went straight to a nearby hospital to get his foot treated because the wound was serious. Once he got treated, he ran away from the hospital like a lizard. After that, he kept pulling off robberies to make some money and get by. After being on the run for over a week, he came across a wedding at a secluded house. The homeowner was a lawyer named Basil, and his wife Avril was a doctor. They were throwing a wedding party for their daughter Nicola and her groom Richard. When all the guests left, the newlyweds and Nicola's family went inside the house. Arthur was watching them, holding a knife in his hand. After about an hour of watching, Arthur slipped inside behind them, and you already know what his plan was. He headed straight to, it was Nicola's room, but at that time he wasn't there. Richard was lying down, so Arthur got scared, grabbed a knife, and stabbed Richard. Basim woke up from the noise and ran toward Arthur, but Arthur stabbed and killed him right away. Since Arthur's target was Nicola, he went to her mother's room, stabbed, and killed her immediately. Then he went to Nicola and assaulted her. After this disgusting crime, he went to the kitchen, drank some alcohol, opened the fridge, and ate some cheese from the fridge. They remembered these details. Before fleeing the house, he tied Nicola up but didn't kill her, he left her alive. During his escape from the courtroom, there were bloodstains from his foot that got injured along with other blood traces. She was on Nicola's bed, and remember these details because we'll talk about them later. The next day, after discovering the crime that happened in the house, the police were informed. After questioning Nicola, she described the killer's appearance and shared anything that could lead them to the murderer. Indeed, after reviewing her statements, they were sure it was Arthur. After that, he became one of the most wanted criminals in England's history. The detectives asked anyone with information about Arthur to contact them directly. Even though they received over 3,000 calls, none were useful. After his case became famous and his picture was everywhere, he called the detectives himself and said, "I'm Arthur and I want to talk. You know where I am, so just look for me. But honestly, don't bother yourselves because there's no way you'll find me. I sleep during the morning, then I go out and look for the right victim in the right place. By the way, you can call me the Fox." I cut off communication and then I kept sending mocking messages to the investigators. In one of the messages I wrote, "Dear investigators, I, the Fox, have been in and out of your area more than 4 times. Is it possible none of you managed to find me? Don't make a fool of people by saying you're working on my case. In my opinion, find yourself another job and stop lying to people." Even though the police did everything possible to catch me and there were helicopters and surveillance planes, but they didn't find any info on him. Arthur was like a lizard, changing his look and style all the time, always desperate to escape. He kept moving around and used buses to get from place to place. After a while, the investigators noticed that his mom was suffering from heart disease and her health was getting worse. So, right away, the news spread in the media to reach Arthur. That's when the shock hit when he found out about it. He called his mom and told her, "I'll be at the house tonight." But what Arthur didn't know was that the police were tapping the call and they found out the time. They were waiting for him impatiently, totally sure of the route he'd take. Over 200 police officers spread out across the whole area, all waiting for the moment the Fox killer would show up. While Arthur was crossing the road leading to his mom's house, a farmer who was feeding his dogs noticed him. Right away, Arthur hid and started recording his voice, where he said, "I am the Fox killer. I'm going to overcome every hardship in my life." Everything he said was proof that this guy had some serious mental issues. During the trial, Arthur denied any involvement in any murder or assault and told them, "You're just trying to frame me, but I'm not guilty. I'm innocent, and if you find any evidence against me, then where were you to accuse me?" The investigators later took blood samples from the bride Nicola's bed, which came from Arthur's foot. After analyzing it, the blood matched as perfectly. The second piece of evidence was a piece of cheese Arthur bit after drinking at Nicola's house. They took it, analyzed the bite marks, and they matched his teeth exactly. When they confronted him with the evidence, he told them a made-up story with no basis in truth. It was clear he was making up lies. He even pointed to someone else and told them, "If you want to know the truth, interrogate this man and let him tell what he did that day. Don't bring me in." There are innocent people being accused of killing others, but since it was obvious they were lying, no one cared about those claims. He was sentenced to 3 life terms for killing 3 innocent people, plus 8 years for assaulting the girl whose house he broke into and stole a check from, and 5 years for robbery. In 2008, he tried to attend an appeal hearing, but it was denied, and it was denied again in 2015. Looks like it'll keep getting denied until he dies in prison. And that's the end of our story. I suggest you check out John Cooper's story. He's a way worse criminal than this guy. See you in the next video. Peace.